hate to leave such a paradise. But I keep finding new paradises, so I'm gonna leave. Alrighty, we're leaving our prospective campsite and on through the obstacle course. And it should be interesting, no question. Kind of looks like this. But I did chart out a total route on Google Earth, as well as CalTopo, so get her done. Oh, sweet. And another really awesome thing I just found is water. There's water here and here in the shadows. So that is really great. I did bring a filter. I was expecting to find some water. I was expecting to find a lot more water, actually. It was a 50-year rain event in Grand Junction. So I thought there'd be more than there is. This is the first I've seen it all. Unbelievable views. That cavern is sick. And this whole thing is just rad. Look at it. Oh, man. Looks rather intriguing along that little ledge right there. We're up in there. Wow, definitely looks like the goats found this spot. Rest spot with some really funky features. Really funky. We have slinked our way through a giant maze, and it has been pretty cool, and yeah, just good for Google Earth and the pre-preparations. And then we've got some awesome stuff to come here. And finally now we are beyond the point that I got to last time I was here. So, brand new adventure for me as well. Well, I have been turning on high gear. I am ready to get to this super epic point. So I haven't been shooting a whole lot. It has been fairly scenic too, but nothing just jaw-dropping. I have seen lots of water as well, which is a good sign. So if I had to spend the night up here, it'd be terrible, but I would survive. So probably just another 15 minutes though, and we're gonna get to something of special interest. See you there. Holy mother. Check that out. Really big. Oh, man, what a scene. Amazing. It is just crazy. Check this out, half this boulder is just kind of hanging in space. Well, that last leg of the journey had a little bit to be desired, but man, the payoff is unreal. So, one incredible scene here. God, here's this look. Check it out. Oh my God, that is so scary. That is one of the bigger exposures ever, if you ask me. Oh, just wow, wow, wow. Hard to really portray, but that's wow. It sure makes it beautiful too. Okay, a little more looking around and let's get out of here before it gets dark. We are back to the real splendor of the river. So liking that. And then another really happy thing is back behind me is the campsite. So only about a mile away or so. Probably a little rougher as the sucker walks instead of the crow flies. But man, and we'll just circle around here, dodge the blobs, and head for dinner. Oh, there's Little Arch. I love that little landmark. And you really need it right here too. It's a bitch. Now we're just gonna pop over this. Oh yeah. Awesomeness. Almost home. All right, the day's adventure has been done. Sorry, I'm eating while talking. I was just starving. But anyway, there's the little campsite. I think I will set up there. And then here's the whole scene. Pretty awesome to think just a little bit ago we were up on that knoll, and then a little bit before that we were passing between those giant spires out there. And way before all that, we were way out there at the end. Wow. We're not exactly home, but we are to food and comfort. And I think that'll be enough for tonight. Well, hopefully we do get a beautiful sunset. I'll see if I can do something awesome for that. Delicious. My little explosion of stuff, and I will be stashing that or hugging my food at least. I did see a couple chipmunks over the 8 miles that I did today, which did beat me down pretty good. Gotta say, it's pretty rugged though. And the 8 miles was just from here. So there was another handful of miles, some on the e-bike, which helps. But boy, what a night. Let's go cruise out to the rim and check it out while we wait for our water to boil. Then it's pasta marinara time. I did want to get out on the middle of that pillar, but man, it was too detached. I didn't want to make the jump. And then the crazy island, the giant river bend. Wow. And I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Yeah, that was a battle getting up there. A battle, hard fought and well done. So I think down here is really the neatest though. Well, I think I'm gonna be turning in early tonight. Give you one last look at that. Oh my God. Is that crazy or what? Maybe we'll pop out here at kind of twilight to see. Wow. Anyway, dinner time, and I am starving. All right, here we are. Pasta marinara, ready to go. Ooh, really full. That's a good sign, actually. Make sure you get your oxygen absorber out of there. And then, oh, not boiling, but darn close. I'll take it. I like to add extra water. If it's a little salty, soupy, I am good with that. Whereas if it's kind of dry, that kind of sucks. So anyway, that's my deal. And again, Peak Refuel is the bomb. I really love their breakfast too. Well, it's not quite 7 on this mid-October night. And man, it already is cold and dark. So I think I'm going to just snuggle and be alone with my thoughts for a while, which would probably be nice. That was a big day. I think in the tent sounds pretty good too. Well, if you stayed with me this long, then I guess you're more or less a friend of mine. So I appreciate you hanging out and just wanted to do a little more chatting. One, I am starting to become a believer in getting some sun on your skin just for the vitamin D. It also kills bacteria, the UV does. And then obviously you don't want too much or it's just gonna start killing your skin also. So I will do this a little bit though. And then I wanted to mention, personally, I don't have hardly any body fat, so I get cold easily. So I usually bring a really nice fleecy inner layer. The TSLA stuff has been great, and I'm not sponsored by them. It's been great for me with the Ninja hoodie. And then over that, I like to wear a really lightweight wind shirt. So it blocks the wind, traps the heat, but it's super lightweight. And then as it gets hotter, I just get rid of the insulation layer and go right just straight up with the wind shirt. And that should be breathable, super light. And then last, kind of a heavier jacket for rain and, if it really gets crappy. And then you're rolling really light and you're pretty dang warm. And then you can sleep in that insulation layer too. So just a few more tips I wanted to share. And I don't know how excited I am about growing the channel as I used to be. I don't know. There are certain negatives to it, and I certainly don't need the minuscule income that comes with it. So that said, I did set up a collab with Jerry, Arizona. I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to do some canyoneering in the... So really cool there. I'm really glad. He actually reached out to me after I made a nice comment on one of his videos, and he's done the same for me. He's already been a friend. So thanks, Jerry. That's exciting. And then last, and this is kind of a weird one and probably somewhere I shouldn't go, but I think you'll appreciate my unique perspective on politics. And my perspective on politics is that at this point, our system is broken. Our two-party system might as well just try to kill each other for greed and wealth. I do not think either party really has the public's interest in mind, at least not as a primary concern. So that has been really sad. And then I think the media, including YouTube, Instagram, and all that, has just been thriving on spreading fear and outrage. And again, that makes me sick. And I'm not sure whether they've been bought and sold by politics or threatened or some combination of the two. But I think the whole thing is pathetic, and we really need to revamp our political system and getting greedy, wealthy slimes out of our system. I don't know how we can do that. And I feel really sad about it because I feel like we're trapped and we're going downhill quickly. Income stratification, wealth stratification is just getting crazy. And generally, those are not pleasant societies to live in. And that's where we're headed. So I am sad. I just wanted to share how I felt about it. Again, I think both sides are equally at fault. So I would love for suggestions, and really the reason that I'm even bringing this up is the part that really bothers me as much as anything is the stratification in our communities. And I think we all need to listen to one another. It doesn't mean we have to believe what each other says, but if you don't listen, you'll never understand. And we desperately need more understanding between our communities. So I'm really hoping we can go there, and I've been trying to do that my best, and I think it helps. And the only area that I really am not very flexible on personally is like doing away with the EPA, and also health standards in food. I mean, that is atrocious right now. Try to avoid eating sugar. Try to avoid eating anything out of a box. I still do, but it just seems like corporate has just got their way on everything, and they don't mind poisoning you for a profit. So if they can make money off it, they're going to do whatever they're going to do, as long as it's legal after they pay their special interest fees and make sure the laws allow what they want legal to be legal. And that goes beyond the food industry. But I'm not going to go into all that because special interest is another area where I would really call that a bribe. So anyway, before I left this beautiful and special place, I just wanted to share some of those feelings, and hopefully we can all thrive as a community and a country, because if we continue down the route we're on, we're going to have some really rich guys, and then we're going to have no country left. And I think that goes beyond finance, but actually I think it's just another country will take us, and we'll be so into fighting ourselves that it'll be easy. So anyway, hopefully you all agree, and if you don't, I'd be interested in hearing your comments. I will always listen. I may not always agree, but I will listen, and I am interested in what people have to say. All right, thanks for joining me in my little rant, and obviously you're a friend of mine if you've stayed this long, and appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Look at that, two little dolls sitting right in the most beautiful spot ever. Wow. I love the glasses, by the way.